the Jackie Gleason Show. And away we go!
How sweet it is! The only way to go, I'll tell you that. Whoops, there he is, Sammy Spear, our orchestra leader. Oh, you know, last week I had a cold. I feel great this week. I got rid of the cold. I sent for a doctor. He came over and he gave me some penicillin shots and some Oreo Crimedin and Gromdum Fundum and all. It's a big thing now when you get a cold. They give you all kinds of shots and things. Remember the old days when you had a cold? They'd put a mustard plaster on your chest. Remember that? It was a big piece of flannel. And it was very sticky on one side of it, and it had something hot in there. And they'd put it on your chest, over the hair and everything, you know. And they'd press it in there so it really stuck. And you'd have it on for 3 days. And then somebody had to rip it off. But it worked. And I know why it worked. When they ripped that off, you screamed so loud, you cleaned out all of your sinus cavities. Everything today, you know, it can't compare with the old days. Remember the old days when you used to send away for dance lessons? Remember that? You'd send $2 to some dance studio and they'd send you an envelope and you'd take the paper out of the envelope and it was a big sheet about 12 feet long, 6 feet wide, and it had footprints on it. And you'd lay it on the floor, see, and you'd put your feet in the footprints. Then you'd put your right foot in the right footprint, and the left, and the left, and the dump, you know. And that way you'd learn to do the waltz, or the foxtrot, or the bunny hug. One of those dances. I don't know why they don't do that today. It'd be much easier. They could send you the lesson. It would only be on a small piece of paper. 2 footprints. Because the way dances are today, the only thing that doesn't move is your feet. Television commercials can be a dangerous occupation. The American Scene magazine has recorded an example of the hazards involved. We now take you to the Sawmill River Parkway, where such a commercial is being filmed.
All right, let's go. We've been at this since early this morning. We're all ready, CB? Okay, now this is a tape. Roll it. We're rolling. Scene 1, take 96. Action.
Let Hertz put you in the driver's seats.
Hello, Arthur. I sure was upset by your phone call this morning, Arthur.
Well, I had to call up somebody. I was steamed.
Oh, I was glad that you called me. After all, if you can't talk to me about these things, who can you talk to?
You know what happened? At lunch hour, I went all the way over to that place. They still didn't know what was going on.
Can you imagine that? That laundry didn't find your shirts yet. Your shorts. Shirts. Shorts.
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 How can a laundry lose a guy's shorts?
Especially yours. Here's one Arthur Schnitzer.
Ooh, I almost forgot. I stopped off at the bakery shop. I got you something.
Oh, broken cookies.
You know something I can never understand? Why anybody would pay 45 cents for a pound of whole cookies when they can get the same cookies broken up for 20 cents a pound?
That's so true.
Sure, it's true. And they taste just as good, you know. Broken cookies are nice. Now, I got a guy that works with me down in the shipping room. He's got a wife, you know, likes to spend a lot of money, go full tilt all the time. She buys nothing but whole cookies.
Imagine.
Yeah. Well, that's what he gets for marrying a broad from Long Island.
Funny that you should mention marriage, Arthur. Just this afternoon, I was taking my winter clothes out of the closet, and guess what I came across all packed up in mothballs?
What?
My mother's wedding gown. I put it on, and it brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah, those mothballs sure make your eyes water.
No, Arthur, I didn't mean that exactly. I meant that when I get married, I won't have to buy a gown. My mother's wedding gown fits me perfect.
Well, you're lucky. I couldn't get a leg in my old man's whole tuxedo. Weighs 120 pounds. Soaking wet with beer.
Hi, Artie.
Oh, hiya, Freddie.
Hello, Agnes.
Hello, Freddie.
It's going bone again.
Looks like it, yes. You know, I just can't stand hearing people call you Artie. It sounds so common.
No, I don't know. Most of the guys down at the shipping room call me Artie.
What does your boss call you?
Why don't you eat one of those cookies?
You know, I was talking to Papa just the other night about this very same thing, and I said that he should call you Arthur.
What does your old man call me?
Have a cookie. You know, I don't know, but I think they're better.
What's better?
Broken cookies are better than whole cookies.
I wouldn't know. I never had a whole cookie.
You know, Papa was saying last night he'd sure like to see me married before he goes.
Why? Where is he going?
Arthur, you don't understand.
I understand, Agnes. I understand. Don't think I don't understand, because I understand. I understand because when I'm down at that shipping department, every other week some guy's getting married. We all got to chip in for a gift for him. Believe me, I sure would not like to chip in sometime and be on the receiving end of that. Don't think that I'm not tired of coming home, donning socks and sewing buttons on my shirt. Coming home and eating hamburgers with beans, all alone. I want to come home to you, Agnes. Have some pork and sauerkraut.
No, Arthur. Only you could say it just like that.
Oops. Well, I guess the Sandman's calling. Time for me to go, baby.
Well...
I'll, see you tomorrow night, sweetie.
Oh, well, good night, Arthur.
Good night, Agnes.
Don't forget your cookies.
Ah, you can keep them. I gotta watch my figure.
I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
The crime rate has recently taken an upturn in New York City. Partially responsible for the rise is the notorious cat burglar. The American Scene magazine's hidden camera recently photographed this famous cat burglar at work. There you are. Huh? No, the guy ain't been in to fix the pipes. You've been reading the American Scene magazine? I got a lot of good stuff in here this week. You know something? I might give up this joint. You know who was in here a little while ago? Gaylord Farquaad. I want to tell you, Mr. Donahue, I've seen people with their bag on in my day. He had a double sack on. I called up Mrs. Farquaad. I said, your husband's here, half shot. What should I do? She says, shoot the other half of him. Huh? Oh, he's in the back. I'll call him out. Hey, Crazy!
Joe. Hello, Mr. Dean. Hey, Joe, my uncle came over from Ireland last week.
Yeah?
Gee, it was good to see him.
He's visiting you, huh?
Yeah. Gee, it was good to see him. Of course, the minute he walked in the house, he had an accident.
What happened?
Well, he came unexpected, and the wife had all the curtains out in the laundry. So what she did was she took the shower curtains in the bathroom and she hung them over the window. Well, he's tired from the trip. He said, can I take a shower? I said, sure, go ahead. He walks over, sprays the shower curtains, and steps right out the window. What a goofy guy he is. But he was a great inventor. You know, he was a great medicine. Oh, yeah. He wanted to go sightseeing. You know, just like they do in the old country. He wanted to ride a bicycle all around New York. So he goes into a bicycle store. He says to the guy, how much is that bicycle there? The guy says, $60. He said, you kidding? Over in the old country, we can buy a cow for $60. The clerk said, you look pretty for a cow. My uncle said I even look sillier milking a bicycle. What he invented, though, Joe? No kidding. All kinds of medicines. He invents miracle medicines, and he invented a terrific tonic, a health tonic that was sensational.
Yeah? Well, what did it do? Did it cure a fever or something?
No.
Did it get rid of a cold?
No.
Clear up your skin?
No.
And what was it good for?
My uncle. He even invented something that cures dandruff. A dandruff cure, Joe. All kinds of medicine bottles with coloring liquid in it. Orange, green, brown. Boy, ain't that something?
And what did you do with the medicine? I said, what did you do with the medicine? What were you supposed to do? Wash your hair with it?
You're supposed to wash your hair in it for about an hour and a half and dunk your head and all those kind of stuff. Coloring bottles with liquid in it and everything.
Well, did it get rid of the dandruff?
No, it didn't, but it turned the hair into confetti. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Dummy, you put a dime in number 12.
I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high, nearly reach the sky. Then, like my dreams, they fade and die. Fortune's always hiding. I've looked everywhere. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the
See you next week, Dave.
Okay, Joe.
See you next week, Mr. Donahue.
Be sure not to miss the tense drama Lifeboat, starring John Hodiak and Tallulah Bankhead, tomorrow afternoon at 1 on Movie 9. Now stay tuned as WOR-TV opens the gates with harness racing from Yonkers next.
From Miami Beach, the sun and fun capital of the world, it's the Jackie Gleason Show. And away we go!
How sweet it is!
Well, whoops. There he is, our orchestra leader, Sammy Spears. I had a great neighborhood when I was a kid. It was a poor neighborhood, but it was also very lonely for me. We never got to meet anybody. Never met any neighbors. As soon as a knock would come on the door, my father would say, "Don't answer it, might be the landlord." Never got to meet anybody. And today, neighborhoods are a little different than they were in the old days. Nowadays, everybody's trying to outdo each other. You know, if a guy next door gets a car, then the guy next to him has to get a better car, and the guy next to him a better car. In my neighborhood, everyone lived the same. They had to. They got the same relief checks. I remember when the WPA started. When the WPA started, the people in my neighborhood had some of the best jobs they ever had in their life. Then, of course, when the WPA was over, they went back to being poor. But neighborhoods today, for instance, in a neighborhood, you move into a neighborhood now, they have a welcome wagon. And it's there to make you feel at home. And they give you little gifts like free passes to the local movie. They give you a kumquat from the grocery store. A ticket that's good for one dry cleaning of your favorite tie. Of course, in my day, they had a wagon outside the building, too. It wasn't a welcome wagon, it was a patrol wagon. And they were there to take back stuff you didn't pay for when you left the old place. Funny thing about my neighborhood, no one ever moved out in the daytime. Always nighttime. Sneaky style, you know. Except when you were evicted. Then the landlord would wait for high noon so everybody could watch. How about the guy who never moves in? We had a guy like that. The rest of the family moves in, but not him. He gets out of the moving van, finds a seat on the stoop, and he stays there. He doesn't move for anything. We had a guy like that. No matter what time he went through the stoop, morning, noon, or night, he was sitting there in his undershirt. Smoking a cheroot and drinking out of a growler of beer. Even when he was hungry, he didn't move. He'd yell up, "Hey, Mabel! Throw me down a bologna sandwich!" When it started to rain, "Throw me down my rubbers in yesterday's newspaper!" Would never move. Except one time, they had a big fire in the building. You should have seen this guy run. He ran right across the street and sat on another stoop.
Birdman of Alcatraz wanted in the warden's office. Birdman of Alcatraz wanted in the warden's office.
Good evening and thank you. Yes, and it's with pride that I say I'm known to the thousands of people I've brought together as Uncle Happiness.
I see. Uncle Happiness, has this work been your entire career?
No, I've been a used car dealer. I've sold prefabricated swimming pools. But I found that I wasn't doing enough for humanity.
And now?
Now, however, when a miserable, lonely, elderly gentleman puts his name on the dotted line for a lifetime membership at the nominal fee of $3,000, cash, he knows that for the rest of his life, he has some place to spend Tuesday nights. I tell you, it makes me feel warm all over.
Well, yes. Evidently, your Mix and Mingle Club is a profitable enterprise.
Profit? That's purely secondary. My mission in life is to bring happiness to others. For example, here are some applicants who will be attending their first get-together here at Fulton Hall tonight. Let's just pick one at willy-nilly. Here we are. Herbert J. Crowell, 571 Himrod Street, age 43, occupation, bicycle seat repairman.
Mr. Crow, you must be very anxious to get to the Mix and Mingle get-together tonight.
Oh, I should say I am.
I've been on edge ever since I sent my application in and they accepted it.
Well, please don't let me keep you from getting ready.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Kroll, living alone as you do, what do you do for fun?
What I do for fun? I have a hobby. Would you like to see it?
Well, I sure would. Mr. Kroll, what is that?
914 TV dinners. When I finish the TV dinners, I take the aluminum foil off and I wrap it around the ball.
Oh, too bad, Mr. Kroll. Your shirt's been scorched.
Well, it's okay. I'll wear it with a dark suit. You don't mind, I had to get ready now for the Mix and Mingle Club. I'm going over there now. I understand there's a whole crowd.
Oh, Mr. Kroll, your jacket. I think the lining is torn.
Ever hear of the Cinderella dance?
The Cinderella dance? No, I think not.
Well, it works like this. At a given signal, all the ladies and all the gents remove their shoes and toss them into the middle of the floor. The lights go out, the music starts, and each man dances with the lady whose shoe he picks up. I tell you, it never fails to break the ice. All right, folks. 1, 2, 3, shoes off. You're not listening. One, 2, 3, throw shoes. All righty, everybody ready? Lights out.
That is orange juice. You know, I bet everybody here has had a neighbor at some time or another who worked nights and slept days. We had one in our neighborhood, and we used to come home from school, the kids and I. We'd be screaming and yelling in the hall, laughing, and all of a sudden the door would open. He'd jump out. He says, "What's the matter with you kids? What are you making all that noise for? Do you know it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon?" I remember walking into my flat where I lived, and on every floor you'd smell a different kind of cooking. On the first floor would be corned beef and cabbage, and the second floor, Hungarian goulash, sauerbraten in Kartoffelglas, pot roast. And then I'd get on my floor, and I'd walk in my door, and there it would be on the table, a tuna fish sandwich. Nowadays, you know, you go into a modern apartment today, you don't smell any food. No food odors at all. That's because of frozen dinners and TV dinners, you know. The only thing you smell is boiling water and roast tinfoil. Another thing we didn't have in my day that they have today is neighborhood banks. Everybody has a neighborhood bank. In my old neighborhood, if anybody had enough dough to put in a bank, he moved out of the neighborhood. Another thing we used to be bugged with in our neighborhood were Girl Scouts. Everybody belonged to the Girl Scouts. And they'd come to your door, especially when it was Girl Scout Cookie Week. Remember that? They'd knock, and you can't refuse them, the little kids sitting there in the green suits and everything. That's so they blend into the wall and you wouldn't see them coming up, you know. And they say, could you buy a box of cookies over here? I bought 150 boxes one year. Took me 3 days to eat them.
Know that most burglaries are caused through ordinary carelessness. Too many people leave their possessions unguarded. The American Scene magazine now shows you one such instance.
dearly, and Papa loves us too. And as you can see most clearly, we're bringing our act to you. Now, if you'll kindly listen as our little show begins, although you know, we'll remind you, we're identical twins.
And they should know she's Lena, 'cause she's 5 minutes older than me.
Sisters, sisters, there were never such devoted sisters. Never had to have a chaperone, no sir. I'm here to keep my eye on her. Caring, sharing, every little thing that we are wearing. We have always dressed alike right from the start. That's why it's hard to tell us apart. All kinds of weather, we stick together, the same in the rain and sun. Identical faces and in tight places, we think and we act as one. Those who seen us know that not a thing can come between us. Other kids have tried to split us up, but no one can. Gee, how I miss her. If I didn't have any
Hiya, pal. What you have? Same thing? Coming up. Huh? He didn't fix the pipes. He fixed some pipes on a television show, you know, they were doing a beer scene. Called him up yesterday. He says, don't bother me. I'm in show business. Hey, did you see the second issue of the American Scene magazines? It's beautiful. They got all in here about Columbus. You know, his birthday is coming up. It's a funny thing, Mr. Donaghy. When I was a kid, they used to drill in the date of when Christopher Columbus discovered America. Every day. If I lived to be 200 years old, I'd never forget. Christopher Columbus discovered America, 1496. It stays in me. We'll never get out. Huh? 1492. What are you, a nut or something? 1496. Well, look, let's us not argue. We're two good friends. I'll call in Crazy Guggenham. He's in the back room. Hey, Crazy! Come on here.
Hey, Joe! Oh, Mr. Danny.
Look, we're having a little argument. About when Christopher Columbus discovered America. He says it's 1492. I say it's 1496. Now, what is the right time?
Huh?
I said, what is the right time?
Oh, I got 8:25.
No! When did Christopher Columbus discover America?
Oh, boy, he was terrific. If it wasn't for him, you and I wouldn't be here. Do I know Christopher Columbus? Oh, boy.
What do you mean you know Christopher Columbus? What do you know about him?
I'm a student of history.
You are?
Yeah.
Could you tell me a little something about Christopher Columbus, me and Mr. Donaghy?
Yeah. Many years ago, way over the land in the sea and the ocean, there was a country shaped like a boot. And one afternoon, this guy was just hanging around the house. He wasn't doing nothing. He didn't feel like doing nothing. Just hanging around his house. His mother said, Christopher Columbus, what are you doing? He said, nothing. And he wasn't. He said, why don't you get out and get yourself a job? Be a farmer, chop wood, do something. He said, I think I'll discover America. And that's what he said to himself. I gotta discover America. I gotta discover America. He was up all night, slept all day. I gotta discover America. He was up all night, slept all day. That's where we get the Knights of Columbus. Country. I'm so glad Joe he discovered our country. You and I together like this is terrific.
All right, man. Go back and have your milk. Go ahead.
Meredith are your hosts for some more startling surprises from our close relatives. See those amazing animals Sunday at 5 p.m. Don't miss the excitement of the fast trotters and the big purse. Next on Racing from Roosevelt.